Jimmy, this is MC Alfred and Ozzy. I'm just chilling, jimmystarshow, sitting down and designing. Why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out.
Yay! Hello, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. Man, do we have a fun show for you guys today, and we have lots of fun stuff to talk about. Before we get started, let's say hi to everybody, starting off with my cool, outrageous man about town, Mr. Ron Russell.
That's me, and I'm so happy because I have such great things to tell you about that wonderful play that Jimmy and I saw in L.A. Last Saturday night. It was really something else, but we're going to get into that when Stan Zimmerman, the great writer, comes on our show. But for now, in the very beginning, I want to give you an update.
Speak a little louder.
Why? I'm not loud like you.
I can't even hear you. And
because you're old and you're deaf.
Yeah.
I mean, get
you gotta
a hearing
speak up.
aid.
You gotta, Chad, tell him he's got to speak
He
up.
sounds good.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
Now that's better, right? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Barnum and Bailey's Circus with Jimmy Star, the bearded lady. What? I mean, really, Jim? Get the frick out of here. Anyway, Lily
There you go.
McLeod.
That's like normal.
Yeah.
Just raise my volume. Oh, please, can somebody in the studio raise my volume? This bitch will shut up.
Turn his headset
Anyway,
up.
I mean, really, we have like 30,000 people on our staff here. They're all running around tripping on
You
wires.
guys sound perfect. Stop bickering.
Jimmy's deaf. Jimmy's getting old. He doesn't want to admit it. Everything about him doesn't function that well anymore.
Oh.
Anyway, well, what are you going to do? We have Viagra, thank God. Anyway, here we go. My dearest friend in the world, Lily McLeod, whom I love to pieces, is in Europe right now, in Prague, and she's doing a world tour, has given me good news. The radiation is going to stop on her breast, and her cancer has been arrested, and she is not in any kind of serious danger. So my Lily McLeod honey bun is great, and that makes me so happy. And I know that all of you out there are concerned about it because Lily came on the show to discuss breast cancer with all of you. She shared it. She was open about it. She was wonderful. Now, in tribute to Lily McLeod, who said to me, Ron, I have a song that we must play for all the children that were killed in Florida and all over. Senseless murders by demented people who kill beautiful children. So now, my pleasure to present to you Lily McLeod singing What About the Beautiful Children?
Children can give us life and love. What about the children? Let them walk, let them run, let us help them to have fun. We can help change the world, change of the faces of people who lost so much. Children laugh, but they often cry. They're our future. You should know why. When they can be children, a part of us dies. What about the children? The beautiful children. Children should talk. They should sing. Even when we're old, we can be young. We should bless children with everything. What about the children? The beautiful beautiful children. It's a lovely day when you can say, yeah, I did a good thing in my life. Even if you have one time, then I'll give mine. So please hear my cry. Oh, tell me why. What about the children? Yeah. Can you help me? Do you hear my cry? Hey. Oh. What about the children? They should be able to live. Come on, y'all. Ooh. We can reach the world, y'all. 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 You hear my cry, y'all? What about the children? The beautiful children. Let them laugh. Yeah. Let them laugh. We need them. We need them. What about the children? The beautiful children. Somebody, hey, do you believe you can make a difference? Yes. What about the children? The beautiful children. Do you hear me? Do you hear my cry? Do you hear me? Do you hear my cry? Do you hear me? Do you hear
There you
my
go, just for
cry?
you,
Do you hear me?
Ronnie boy.
Do you hear
I mean, is she not incredible? She's got a voice. You know, she was on X Factor and almost won, but for political reasons, I believe she didn't win. And of course, I won't discuss it. But Lily and I are related. She's black. I mean, they don't come any blacker than she. And I'm white. They don't come any white. Well, I'm Italian, so maybe I'm not so white. I'm kind of tan. But anyway, I said to Lily, you know, souls do not have color. When we die and go to God, we are all the same. God has no color. God has no religion. God's not Asian. God's not Jewish. God's not Christian. Whatever created us is a spirit. And spirits are all the same. So why couldn't Lily and I in the past life be related? We met. I fell madly in love with her. She with I. We are the best of friends. And I only want the best for her because she's a woman of God. She's a born-again Christian. And she believes in her God. And she believes in her faith. And she really, really does wonderful things for people on this planet. She's a good woman. And please, if you can, support her. I don't want you to buy her record because it's 99 cents. What's the big deal? But if 4.5 million people that listen to our show buy her record, then I think she might make some bucks. Okay,
There you go,
folks?
you guys. Go on. It's Lily Nicole McLeod
Yes, my sweetheart.
on iTunes, you guys, and she's great. And that was What About the Beautiful Children? And she's got an album that's great. And she also does Alabaster Box, which is a song she auditioned for X Factor on, and it's on the album. It's really, really an amazing, most beautiful song ever. And the video has like 50 million plays on YouTube. It's really awesome.
I mean, she's going to be super great. She's on her way. She's a smash hit in Europe. Right now she's performing in Prague. And for the 4th or 5th time, they brought her back to Europe. She's Europe's sensation and soon to be America's top singer. There's no question about it. And also she's coming to stay at my house late June, and I'm having a big party for her. So I'm excited about that. Lily's going to sing in my living room at my piano. What a delightful thrill that's going to be for little old me.
There you go. So we got to make some shout-outs because the chat room is filled with people. What's up, everybody? We want to say hi to Irish Ginger and Ash Ovenstone Gilligan, and Cindy Lady Lake is in the chat room, and Patricia Grant is in the chat room. They're at Cody Fans and at Cody Prevost UK on Twitter. And it went so fast now, I don't know who else is in there, but we want to give a shout out to everybody in there because it's really cool. We're happy that you're here. And Chad, what's your weather like in Florida?
It's actually quite nice. It's sunny, of course, breezy. It's half light blue clouds, light blue sky and other white clouds kind of passing by. It's a little warm though. I think we're getting like high 80s. You're starting to feel that mugginess come on, but you know what? God's being nice to us. It's actually pretty nice for this time of year.
Good. We have a royal blue sky, not a cloud in sight.
Yeah.
We're 104 degrees of dry heat. 104, which is nothing. And usually we go to 125. Then we get a little upset. But right now it's 104. But in the shade, it's about 90 and cool and breezy.
Good.
And when Jimmy and I go in the pool and we come out, we are chilly.
Freezing.
Jimmy didn't believe. I told that to Jimmy when we lived in New York. I said, in Palm Springs, it's so dry that the humidity is not there to hold the heat. Yeah. So when you come out of the swimming pool, if there's a breeze, you're cold. People don't believe me, but it's so. Palm Springs is not what you think it is. If Florida ever hit 104, we would have been dead. Yep. But, here, because it's dry, it's wonderful. My bones.
It's actually really nice, and he's actually right. Like, you get out of the pool or stuff, and it's cold. We want to give it – I missed some people, too. You guys, B. Claudia just joined us from Germany, and Ili Roos from Estonia has just joined us. So we want to make sure we say hi to everybody. And
Eileen Shapiro is not able to be with us on our show because she's in a very, very big, important meeting that we will tell you about soon as we are at liberty to tell you. But it's going to be an exciting event. It has to do with an ocean liner.
I don't know if you'd call it an ocean liner, but
well, it's a ship.
It's going to be a lot of fun, though.
It'll be a lot of fun, and we'll tell you about it as soon as we can.
As soon as we're allowed to do that.
I think we should go to Stan Zimmerman because
we're going to be going in a minute. So here's what's going to happen, you guys.
I love him so much.
We're going to be calling Stan Zimmerman. Ron and I went to the debut of his play, Knife to the Heart, at the Complex in L.A. Saturday night. And we met the 4 cast members, several of which are going to be calling in after we talk to Stan for a little while. And you guys will recognize them if you watched Desperate Housewives or Beverly Hills 90210, the new version, or Kyle XY, or all kinds of stuff, because they're all like stars of all kinds of things.
They're incredible actors. I must tell you, the performances all 4 gave were just the best.
Amazing. We're going to have a really
performances I've seen in years in off theater.
We're going to have a really good time with all of that. So, Chad, maybe we'll call Stan. Does he look like he's online?
Looks like everybody's online.
All right, so let's call Stan first. While we're calling Stan, let's play some music. How about if we play the FM's Eyes Are Suffering?
Why don't we do that?
And then we're going to call Stan. So you guys will be back with Stan Zimmerman in just a minute.
Yay!
Down the brains I knew.
right, there you go, fellas. You're on.
All right, everybody. So that was the FM's Eyes Are Suffering. And now, Stan, say something. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
There we go. See how I hear him good.
Perfect.
That's because he has a powerful voice. I have a soft voice because I'm a very tender, soft personality.
Yes, you're tender and soft. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented writer, producer, and director, Stan Zimmerman. Hello, and welcome to the show as he looks around.
Hi.
Baby, it ain't nobody but you. You are my...
Sing it for me.
I keep calling you my hero to everybody. They think I'm in love with you. I said, maybe. A little.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
Wrong
Nothing
with that.
wrong.
The love that dare not speak its name.
I said, anyone that could write the way he writes for the shows that he has is, in my eyes, somebody to look up to, because there's so much shit out there, so many crappy writers that write garbage, and it gets produced, and we people
And he
have
hates
to...
everything on TV.
No, well, because it's garbage. Look at the Golden Girls. It's like on its 100,000th year of reruns. Please, we never tire of the humor, the jokes, the subject matter, the terrificness of what this man and a bunch of other people have done.
I have to tell you something. First, we have to do introductions because people listening don't know everything.
What?
So I already know you know Ron and I, but say hi to Chad, the man behind the boards.
Hey,
Hi,
hello,
Chad.
hello. Welcome to the show.
And then we have a ton of people in the chat room. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everyone in the chat room.
There you go. And listen, so the other night we watched this movie that I wanted to see when it was in theaters, and I thought we would watch it, even though I knew he wouldn't like it. It was called The Belko Experiment, which is like a terribly violent movie about this guy who owns a building or whatever, and he locks all the people in, and the only people you have to kill everybody to survive.
There wasn't one bit of dialogue. All of it was axe murders, chopping arms, guts flying out, and blood. Any moron could produce this piece of shit. Because
It sounds like when I was on staff for writing on Roseanne.
Yeah.
no, that's a joke. But that you wrote beautifully for Roseanne, and I know of her, and she's one tough cookie. I know of people that have worked with her, and they wanted to kill themselves at the end of the day. So it wasn't easy for you to give her the lines that she wanted to change and do in her way. You know, she wanted to write the whole fucking movie.
Which everybody says welcome back, by the way, in the chat room.
Yes, everybody
we have the same
loves
people
you.
always are in the chat room. I want
to go fast forward. I went to your show thinking, oh my God, what if it's bad? What do I do? What do I say? But you know, I don't lie. I don't blow smoke up anyone's ass, and I won't fudge my reviews. So everyone knows that if I give a review, it's exactly my wholehearted opinion. Your show, from beginning to end, held my attention. Your 4 actors were perfect. There was nothing wrong with anything. No lines were flubbed. No, not tables knocked over. Nothing went wrong. No, you know how it happens first night outs.
Yeah.
Everything was just professional and done and good. Storyline, excellent. You brought in all of the things that we sometimes don't want to remember or like. I don't want to give it away, but Annie, I'm in love with her. She was definitely...
Well, we can talk a little bit about the play is called Knife to the Heart. It's at the Dory Theater, part of the Complex, which is on the historic Theater Row in Los Angeles. Only till the 20th. You can get tickets at brownpapertickets.com. We're almost pretty much sold out for this weekend. We close on the 20th, and hopefully, if we can find the rest of our backers, we will go to Chicago. We have a theater on hold, and then New York. But it's a play about circumcision, but it gets into much deeper things about faith, why we do the things we do, about family, about acceptance and love. And the more we kept talking about it and writing it and workshopping it and doing readings, we just kept getting deeper into it. And, for me, I kept asking my parents, well, as little kids, what did you know about the Holocaust? I learned about it in Sunday school, but I always wondered, what did they know as Americans? Back then we didn't have CNN and, social media. What information was allowed to them? So that was very interesting. And, it was a couple weeks ago, the anniversary of it's a Holocaust memorial. And they talked how each generation now knows less and less. As the survivors are dying out, they can't tell the stories. So we discuss that in the play. I mean, it's a very funny play, as you saw, but we also get into some interesting.
Yeah, but what I found the most about Annie's performance, and I loved it, and I told her afterwards, I said, Annie, you were so honest. You had me believing everything you said. You were not a coarse, obnoxious sort of a person. You were this kind, gentle, soft, yet firm and strong woman. Your character was written to perfection. I mean, Annie did a brilliant job.
And
Josh is sensational.
There's a piece in it when she talks about learning arithmetic from the numbers on her.
Heartbreaking.
Which came from our producer, Steve Abrams, who's our Chicago-based producer. And the minute he told us that real story, Christian McLaughlin, who I wrote it with, we said, we have to put this in it. And the way Annie and DeSalvo
delivered it. I was crying, you know. I had tears. I had tears. And Jimmy had tears when she was talking about the adoption. Of course, Jimmy's adopted. So you made us cry, you son of a bitch. But you also made us laugh because the guy that played the gay guy was hilariously funny, and he did everything perfectly. Todd. I'm not good with names.
Todd Sherry came in to audition for. I did a sitcom on Lifetime called Rita Rocks, and I tell this to my acting students. It was literally 4 lines in the piece, and he was so funny and so wonderful, and the actors like Nicole Sullivan loved playing with him that we kept bringing him back, and he became a semi-regular. And then when I was doing the readings of Silver Foxes, I asked Todd to be a part of that. So he's been a part of some major moments in my life, and especially now with.
But in all seriousness, I must tell the world, okay, people are not this way. He's portraying this character. This is not who Todd is. He's just playing an over-the-top gay guy. Most gay men today are not that stereotype. They're very, very much like Rock Hudson and me
I've been thinking a lot about your comments about that. And I think, because I understand where you're coming from. Back in the day when I first started out in television, I had to be in the closet. I couldn't even say at work that I was gay. And then, as you know, there were so few representatives of our community that we didn't want, only that type to be represented as the comic relief. And now I feel, because there's been so much, we need to celebrate everybody. Of course, there's queenie gay guys out there. There's very macho gay guys. There's all kinds of the rainbow, and people are fluid, and some want to wear dresses, and some whatever. We need to love and accept everybody, and that is a part of our community.
Yes.
So
I agree with you. But my cause, and it's so public that I couldn't possibly look like a hypocrite by not saying something, because my thing is, what I love most about your play was your mother was not a Jew from Brooklyn or Boca. Darling, let's go. I'm fainting already. I'm schwitzing. I need. It wasn't that character. She was just an American woman who happened to be Jewish. And that was wonderful. Jewish people are so against that stereotypical Yenta Jew.
Fran Drescher did anything.
I know Fran Drescher. She was on our show. When Fran started that show, nobody Jewish wanted to see it. They were insulted. They said, oh, my God.
They're not going to be insulted with this one.
Glittering,
this is a fabulous
and
one.
we speak this disgusting Brooklynese, and
okay,
we're wearing
he wants
sparkles.
to talk.
We have a long show with him.
But
so this is what I mean. So I think it's time.
Let him talk.
Oh, let me finish, then he can have the floor. I think it's time. Black people don't want to be, yes, I'm a coming man. I'm a do it. They don't like that. And Italians are so sick and tired of being fucking mafia gangsters. We've got to lose these old stereotypical images of people. We are all Americans. We all behave like Americans. We speak American, and we should conduct ourselves like decent human beings.
Your turn, Stan.
Bingo!
Wow.
For all of my people out there who fight with me to get rid of stereotypical images.
I think he was fabulous. He's so freaking funny.
I thought he was fabulous too. But
I don't think you can equate the way blacks were written in early television and movies, or like Amos Andy, because those are written by white people. This is a gay man writing gay people that I know, like you, even like Sean Hayes on Will and Grace. You can't be Wills. There are plenty of Jacks out there.
There's subtlety. Paul Lynn, who was mentioned in one of the articles, happened to have been a good friend of mine for a lot of years. I know Paul from the Bye Bye Birdie days when I taught him how to do the cha-cha at the Fawn Gay Bar in downtown Village, New York. Paul was subtle. You knew he was gay, but Paul was not flamboyant. Paul played it subtle.
But that was that different.
But no, he was this kid that was doing the gay guy was compared to Paul Lynde.
Oh, okay.
And I thought no, because
Paul Lynde wasn't compared to him. Paul Lynde was his inspiration. And I'll tell you a funny story about it. When my high school, my senior year, did Bye Bye Birdie, I literally auditioned for the father as Paul Lynde.
Absolutely. No, Paul Lynde.
Like him, I did the voice like him, which I won't do for you now because it's too early in the morning. But after a cocktail in Palm Springs, I'll do my Paul Lynde impersonation.
But wait a minute. Everybody did Paul Lynde on television. There wasn't an actor or a comedian that didn't have some kind of, Paul. The one thing that Paul Lynde ever said was we went to the opening of a play down in San Diego somewhere, and Paul was in it. And it was also with, oh, God, what's her name? Oh, my friend, my darling friend, the crazy one that put the furniture in the hallway. And the
Cloris Leachman.
That narrows it down, the crazy one.
Wait, no, Cloris
No, because they're all crazy.
No, I know. I've interviewed Cloris 3 times, and I know Cloris Leachman. She's outrageous. So Paul Lynde, Cloris Leachman was doing a thing with all the people in the green room, the after party, and she said, "Oh, I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm so happy to get this award." And Paul Lynde came forward and he said, "Yes, and you should build a room around that award." That's the kind of thing that they did. It was that subtlety humor.
All right. My turn anyway. It's my turn.
Go.
Okay, first of all, because I've seen all the things that you and I started watching all the stuff that you did in the last year or so. Sex and X's and like all the different cool, great stuff that you write because you really are. You have some incredible career. So I was just thinking the whole play when we went there was just going to be a great comedy, and it was a great comedy.
No,
but I did not.
Would
you let me finish talking?
Fuck you.
And so, but I didn't think
Are you doing therapy?
No, this is what we do.
We're just in love.
This is I really.
I got news for you. 4.5 million people get mad if I don't curse, so I have to throw a fuck.
So
out
he has
there
to
every
curse.
now and
He
then.
has to curse to me. But I wasn't expecting it to have such an emotional hit and to be so dramatic and comedic at the same time. And the fact that your actors were all able to do both the drama and the comedy at the same time shows what a great cast of people that you've actually
and
picked.
they were good looking.
They're good looking. They were great. They were great actors.
The timing was great. The directing was great. The lighting was great. Even the little set was lovely. It was a nice little set.
Oh, we did it on a nickel and a dime because it's intimate theater in LA. But we're hoping that as we expand, we can actually have a theater.
I went to see Marlon Brando in 1950, maybe 8 or 9, in a person's apartment, seated on an old broken sofa. We were all sitting on kitchen chairs while Marlon Brando was performing.
Wow.
Okay? That was my theater. Then I saw Barbara Rosenblatt, the queen of voiceover, who's my dearest friend in the world, playing a Christian mother. Was a riot. She's so Jewish in real life. And here she's playing this Catholic woman with a gigantic crucifix. I peed from that when I walked in. In another apartment with sofas and chairs. This is my kind of theater. I don't like Phantom of the Opera, Broadway, big production numbers. I'm seated God knows where. I was sitting under the faces of all your actors. That's where you see the flaws and the mistakes.
And there weren't any.
I want you to feel like
there were none. It was wonderful.
You're in that living room with them, and that's what's so exciting about doing
I felt like I did. I felt like I wanted to have a cup of coffee. I really felt like I was there with them. And I'm telling you, the mother and the son, what a rapport. I mean, it was better than acting. It was magic. I mean, I've never seen lines delivered without pauses, mistakes, stutters. I mean, they spoke. They weren't acting. They were real people on the stage discussing what they were discussing. Beautifully directed. Who directed it?
He did.
Oh, you directed it?
Of course.
Oh, you're an all-around bitch, aren't you?
I'm leaving now. You don't even know anything.
No, you know what? I don't research shit. I just go by what I don't really care about.
I'm the one who has all the notes.
I don't do propaganda. I am famous for being honest and truthful, and I love that. If I die and they say one thing about Ron Russell was he told it like it was.
Stan, that's why when I introduced you, I said writer, producer, and director. Because I know you don't have a million director credits like you have everything else, but you do have them.
I'm racking some up. I've got 2 web series and a lot of plays in LA, and that's why asked my producers if we could, because we've been doing a lot of readings, and before we do it in a big production in Chicago, I wanted to play with it. And as you know, as theater people, there's nothing better than getting up and actually moving and discovering and things that we could cut or add or change is only in the rehearsal process. And especially when you're working with 4 great actors like this, it was such a collaborative effort. And I'm so fortunate that they, were willing to come play with me.
Absolutely.
Now, when you get to New York.
Yes, where? How about the West Side Theater?
Well, the theater I sent you is gorgeous, by the way. It's a beautiful big theater.
That one, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I've been there many times, and I love it. Now, I just want to get to one point. My dearest friend in the world, who I know for 40, 50 years, is Fran Bizarre. Fran Bizarre is the producer of Memphis. She and Nick Demas are producing. I want you to... Huh?
I Facebooked her.
Oh, you did?
Okay, good.
Okay, I think
you'll connect us. Yeah.
I think she may be in California. She would call me if she's in California. But anyway, please invite them to the theater to see your play. Okay. I want them to see your work.
That as well.
Absolutely. I think that
and I'm sure that the two of them are going to talk to you afterwards, maybe about silver foxes, because I burned holes in her head about silver foxes. I have.
Are there any theaters down in Palm Springs? Maybe we could bring it down there.
We're definitely bringing it to Palm Springs. I was going to talk to you later. I'm bringing my wonderful friend, who I love and adore, who you will meet when you come to our dinner party, is Lynn Shaw. Lynn Shaw has a wonderful musical out called 50-ish.
Happy 50-ish.
Happy 50-ish, about a man who turns 50, and they give him a garden party, and he talks and sings all about not peeing, not getting an erection.
All the things that you have when you're 50.
All the shit that happens to you when you get old.
It's very
With this
funny.
Wonderful rock and roll kind of music going. It's a fast-moving, hilariously funny. I love it, and I love Lynn and everything Lynn does. And I know when you meet Lynn, the two of you are going to run off together. And he's straight, maybe.
I'm writing all about that now in Silver Foxes. We just finished a draft, and we're ready to hand it in to Super Deluxe. And that's this wonderful company that is financed by Turner. And they're the ones, thanks to social media, found out about this script and saved it and championing it, and we couldn't be happier. And so hopefully soon we'll be ready to take it out into the world and set it up.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait. I've been I was like a whore in heat pushing that fucking show. I mean, I tell everybody about Silver Foxes.
But it made a difference. It made a difference. People heard you. Well, and all over the world, people started talking about it. So it's something that is needed to hear voices of.
It's only because, Stan, I trust you. If you betray me and make that into a piece of shit, I will have you killed with my Brooklyn Italian friends. All right, you will be dead. You will be one dead bitch. But because I trust you, because I know you're going to deliver the elegance of Golden Girls. Every subject matter they touched on was done delicately and beautifully. About the gay guy in your thing, you know what upset me about it? When I was young, they used to make fun of me. And I learned one thing about gay comedy. It's nice. I do comedy, stand-up for years, and drag as Jane Russell, as you know. I had people laughing with me, never at me. Sometimes when you portray it that way, straight people laugh at you because that's what they love. They enjoy seeing a silly faggot.
Well, I
not
think
laughing with you.
Great that we allow the character has this beautiful monologue.
I agree, but I agree.
It's a shame that I know, and the fear I had going to gym class in junior high.
Sure.
And so he isn't just coming in for the quick joke. You really get to see the character and the pain behind and why he.
Very painful for me.
Yes, and for me too. I mean, that's where that all came from.
And he did a brilliant job with it, I must tell you. When I
learned so much from, Susan Harris, who created a great show in the Golden Girls, and all the wonderful writers that we got to work with. I mean, that's where we were young kids, Jim Berg and I, and that was our schooling. And I can't think of a better place to learn about jokes and honesty and truth and character. And that has, I've used that through every project.
Delivery. When Rue said to what's her face, B, oh, she's like Danny Thomas. She's from Lebanon.
Yes.
All right. that was subtle and magnificently wonderfully written. I thought, oh my God, is that perfect? Straight people may get it now. They may get it. I thought that kind of writing was just the best. All the writing. I study Golden Girls. Matter of fact,
we literally know all the episodes.
Well,
we can tell you what they're gonna say.
They wanted me.
Yay!
When I was in Florida, they wanted me to play B. Arthur. We were doing a Golden Girls, some kind of a takeoff that some queen decided to write. Drag queens in drag as the Golden Girls, which everybody and their mother was doing at the time. And of course, I was the B. Arthur, the big mouth, New York, Brooklyn accent, tall, broad. And I read for it, and I said, no way am I touching this. It's vulgar.
Why don't you do her one-woman show as you?
I should do a one-woman show as me?
One-woman show. The B. Arthur
one-woman show.
Oh, do a B. Arthur one-woman show? Well,
Take
no.
I'm script and you do it.
I'm putting together one all about Jane show, because Jane Russell was my sweetest, dearest friend, and I love and miss her always, and I want to pay homage to her, and I want the world to know who she was, because I knew her intimately. And I'm going to get dressed in drag as an old woman with white hair like Jane had, and talk about my life as Jane Russell with 4 songs in between. So it should be a good show.
Actually, I have to say, Stan, everybody in the chat room was talking about how you're kind of like a very young Woody Allen. And
better looking.
No, not that. I don't know. I don't know if they're talking about the looking, because I don't think Woody Allen's good looking. I think they're more, because I don't like Woody Allen, but I think as a writer, I think he's very talented, and I think that's really what they're saying is that you've got the talent of a Woody Allen.
No, he's got the map of Israel on his face. He's such a good-looking Jewish boy.
I was so excited when we met you too. Like in real life, you're so cute. You look way better in real life than in your pictures. I have to tell you.
I have news for you. If I
need a new photographer then.
No, wait. If I was not with Jimmy and I were 40 years younger, I would have hit on you. I swear on my kids, I'm not lying. I would have hit on you. You are so sweet. And I won't repeat what you said, but I was laughing all the way home in the car.
What did I say?
When I said, I can't, you want me to do it?
I don't know. Now I'm scared.
Yeah, be scared, because it was funny, and I won't, now that everybody in the world's going to know why. I said something about into it, and then he turned around and he said, well, I wish something was in me. But, I forgot what the subject was, but the way you delivered the line was breathtaking. I mean, I cracked up, and I told it to Jimmy driving home. I said, he's crazy. He's a great guy.
So here's what we got to do.
Wait. One thing, and then I don't want to do the show anymore. I want to talk to my Annie. Yes, I'm crazy about her.
We have the whole cast, right? Are they there?
I don't know if Todd's coming, because he didn't send me anything, but everybody else is.
She's on a binge somewhere, flying around with some hot number probably. But anyway, here's my trust in you with Silver Foxes, that you are going to portray us gay people as the most decent, lovely, wonderful people, not just 3-way queens that are on their knees at glory holes.
Somebody has to be a 3-way queen.
No. We don't want those slut queens. We don't want to know about Macy's glory hole knees and kneeling in urine. We don't want to hear about that. We don't want to hear about gay cruising.
You got to have somebody. Somebody in the cast has to be a Rue McClanahan.
I want to talk about the complexities of all older gay men and the history that we had. And part of the history was celebrating our sexuality, or
there you go.
Even if it was going to the piers and people had sex there, or that
was delicately, like when she said,
but yeah,
when she said, I didn't know she was Lebanese. That sort of subtlety goes so much further.
Like Rue McClanahan was so great.
We loved Rue McClanahan. I mean, every fag I know was acting like her. They all had Southern accents. They were delivering her lines no matter where you went. It was like the Golden Girls all over.
So hang on. Here's what we got to do, though. All right, everybody. So first of all, we're going to bring on the cast of Knife to the Heart. It's got 2 more weekends, right, Stan, at the complex, at the Manor at the complex? What's it called?
Called the Dory at the complex.
The Dory at the complex.
And how much is a ticket?
The tickets are $25 at brownpapertickets.com, $30 at the door. We are sold out for this Sunday matinee or Mother's Day matinee. We have a few seats left for this Friday at 8 and Saturday. Next weekend we have a few more, and we're going to have a big closing day party on the 20th.
There
Good.
You go.
Now, everybody out there, $25. You blow more than that at Starbucks. Go see this fucking play. It's incredible.
So anyway, you guys, this play right now, the 4 main characters are comprised of Josh Zuckerman, Andrea Bowen, and DeSalvo, and Todd Sherry. They're all actually, when you see them, you're going to know that you've seen them on the biggest hit shows ever, Desperate Housewives, Andrea and Josh were both like major characters on Desperate Housewives, Beverly Hills 90210. I don't know. There's a million of them. They're all in great, great things. Frankie and Grace, or Grace and Frankie, whatever.
And wait a minute. And don't think that Silver Foxes is on the boards yet. Support it. Keep supporting it, folks.
Yes, right. Hulu and Amazon.
Yeah.
They said they're interested. So
we
There you
want
go.
Silver Foxes. Where else are you going to be able to go into a home in Palm Springs with 4 gay guys that are hysterical? It's the Golden Girls, not really, but almost all over again. And we missed the Golden Girls, so now we're going to have Silver Foxes to sort of add to the Golden Girls so we can have 30 years of reruns of Silver Foxes.
There you go. So, Chad.
Hi, Captain.
All right, let's start calling them. Maybe call Ann DeSalvo last, because I think she's going to be the most
Poor
difficult
Annie.
one. Poor baby.
Annie. And I
she's
love
the
her
nicest
the most.
lady.
You know,
Difficult.
when I met her backstage at the after hours, I'm seeing where I am. I'm in the after hour bars, New York. At the after party, I just hugged her so much. I did, and she knew it. We felt it. I hugged her because she gave me so much. She really did.
So, you guys, we're going to call the cast. I think we're going to have 3 of the 4 cast. Hopefully, it's all going to work out, and this is going to be interesting. Getting them all together. So it's like live getting them together, everybody. So
It should
bear
be a
with
lot of
us. So let's
fun.
see what we can do to
A
get them all
lot
on
of
here.
fun. And Josh is a good talker.
Josh is fabulous, you guys.
And he's so cute for all you gay guys. Is he? No, he's not even gay. I think he's straight.
Hello?
Hello. Hit your video button.
With my video
all right,
button here.
we got one of them going. All
How
right,
about
everybody.
that?
That's Josh.
I told you he was cute.
Okay, and then we've got, and this, is it Andrea or Andrea?
Andrea.
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 I do
see?
Andrea
Hi.
style. I'm from the old
Hi.
Warner Brothers.
All right, now
days.
we're gonna try. We
Okay.
can see. We're gonna try and get.
Okay.
We're gonna try and get Ann on. And she wasn't too familiar with Skype, so kind of like just hang out for a second. We're gonna see
Wait,
if this
somebody's
works.
coming in.
Okay, hopefully this is
Annie,
gonna work.
come on, Annie, you gotta come in.
are you outside, Andrea?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
I'm outside. Oh, I hear Annie.
Annie, hit the little video button.
Poor darling.
The
She's
video
so fucked
button.
up.
Yes, there should be a little video icon, like it looks like a little video camera.
Well,
Go
I,
ahead and
I see you. Can you see me?
no.
She's like a
Ann,
god.
I love you so much.
I
You're
do.
so
She's
cute.
a sweetie pie. She's so like me, no talent when it comes to this shit. Machinery. I have not a. Jimmy does all of this.
We can hear you, but Ann, there should be a little button. It looks like a little video camera when you click it.
Hey, Josh, you really photograph well.
Oh, thanks. You
You're
too.
very
Although
handsome.
I'll only see the top of your head.
Well, that's
is it,
because I'm.
Do you really only see the top of his head?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, nice the lighting.
Oh, there she
Oh,
is.
hey, yeah, there she is.
Alright.
She
Look
made
at that crown
it.
molding, Annie.
Mama
I
made it.
know.
I'm such a genius. It's unbelievable.
So,
know
Ann,
that.
wait, is it Ann or Annie?
Annie for me.
Annie, everybody tells me.
I'm calling her Annie because she made me want to be her son.
Okay, so hold on first, everybody. So let me do an introduction to everybody. So everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. We have the incredibly talented Josh Zuckerman. We have Andrea Bowen, and we have Annie DeSalvo, all who are incredibly great actors and talents on their own right, who also star in Stan Zimmerman's play Knife to the Heart. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Hey.
Happy.
All right.
Kidding. I
What do we
told
have
Jimmy.
to do to get our headshots on your wall there?
You got all
Legends of Hollywood. I have Betty Davis, my buddy. Jane Russell, my buddy. Who else is up there? I got all these people are Elizabeth Taylor. These are all friends of mine. Mr. Blackwell.
Actually, I'll take them from all of you guys. First of all, I want to give props. Before we start talking about Knife to the Heart, I want to do some bragging for you three who just showed up. Stan's been on the show before, and we actually talk about him all the time, even when he's not on the show.
Yeah, we'd say bad things about
As
him.
you should. Yes.
I can't brag any more about him, but we'll start with Josh Zuckerman.
Hang on, about
Now, let me do
Stan
this.
Zimmerman. They usually put stars on the side in Hollywood Boulevard. Well, now they're going to put the gutter. Because that's what Stan walks every night at 3 a.m. He's out there, patrolling Hollywood Boulevard.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick 2-minute rundown on
Okay.
everybody real quick, so you guys know the extreme talent that we're talking about. First of all, Josh, I actually met you many years ago because I lived in Florida and I was an extra on Sex Drive.
No. Wait, is this made up?
No, I lived in Florida.
Jimmy used to be an actor.
And what
I
scene?
I don't even know if I'm in any of them because I didn't
probably
even
cut
look
it.
for me.
It's on the floor.
I always get cut out. I used to go just because I had a clothing design house and I would get all the actors to come and I would try to get roles and stuff. I'm a shitty actor. I'm a good host.
He really is.
I'm terrible, but I've been in like 50 things just because I'm good promoter.
We were in the movie together. I'm reading lines with Jimmy. And I said, Jim, you're supposed to act the lines, just not read them. You're not doing a book. And he said, oh, I'm not acting? I said, no, read the line again. And he said, well, I really will kill you if you come any closer.
The only reason I get put in things is because of my promotional abilities, which are really good.
Pathetic.
No, my promotional abilities are not pathetic. On the book, I just won PR Publicist of the Year. I'm like the best publicist on the planet.
Imagine my little husband just won best.
But hang on, we have to go back there.
World.
All right, so you guys know Josh from many things. You can follow him on Twitter. He's I'll Be Zucked, which is very funny. A funny name for it. If you guys saw the 90210 reboot, he was Max Miller in the new 902.1.
Yeah,
90210. He was in Sex Drive. He was in Kyle XY. He was in Desperate Housewives. He did an episode of Breakout Kings. I only wrote down the things that I really like a lot. So he was in an episode of Breakout Kings. Yeah. He was in Feast, which is a great horror movie. Austin Powers Gold member. He had roles on walk-on roles on Boston Legal, CSI Miami. He did a movie CBGB with like a ton of stars that looks fantastic. Yeah. And he's some of the cool people he's worked with. Jason Isaacs, Lauren Holly, who were really good friends with her father.
Lauren Holly, my God, he's my best friend in the world.
Keith David, David Arquette, Tom Skerritt, Alan Rickman, Malin Ackerman, Justin Bartha, Johnny Galecki, Ashley Green, Rupert Grint, James Marsden, Tom Cruise, Meryl Streep, Robert Redford, and Andrew Garfield. I know there's a lot more. I just picked out the huge ones.
No, those are just highlights. Annie, what just happened? You disappeared. She's
fixing. She's waiting for her turn.
She's bored. She's bored of this.
Now we're going.
My resume's a little boring. I'll do the same when they start reciting yours.
All right. Meanwhile,
Now we're going to number 2. We've got.
No. We're gonna dissect them one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm gonna dissect those. Gay or straight? Gay or straight?
He's straight.
You asked. I'm straight.
Did you ever go to bed with him? What do you know?
Hiring. I don't know.
Okay. So wait. Married or
gay for pay?
Married or single?
Single.
Girls. Plug in the vibrators. He's single.
Whoa.
Okay. He's a cutie pie. I saw him in person.
All right, hold on. Let's
go
on.
He's a good-looking hottie.
Yeah,
we're going to go on.
There's no lens here. This isn't a filter. This is,
No filter.
Yeah, there's no filter here.
I would never be on a show that was filtered. I am so anti-filtering. I believe we should be who we are, as Stan believes.
All right, so hold on. So now we're going to go to Andrea, who, by the way, she was in GBF, Gay Best Friend, and the director of that was actually at the Knife to the Heart premiere. I met him. What a nice guy. I think he was a director or writer.
Right? He's so lovely.
And it's such a great film. And like when I went on your IMDb, I was so impressed how like you're the star of everything you're in. Literally, you're like in the first like 2 or 3 credits of everything that you do just about. So congratulations. So here's some of her resume. She also was on the full run of Desperate Housewives. You've basically grown up on television because like all these things, like now you're like a young woman and like you grew up on television and all the things that you've been in, you know, you were like a child and everybody saw you grow up the whole way. So I think it's cool.
So
wait. So she was in Desperate Housewives, Red Riding Hood with Lainey Kazan.
My best
That's
friend.
True. Oh, Lainey Kazan's your best friend?
Oh, my dearest friend in the world. I adore her.
I worked with her more than once, but I don't remember the other thing.
Yeah, Red Riding Hood. You did Red Riding Hood with Lainey Kazan.
Yeah, but there was something else. There was something else, but I don't remember.
I helped.
Divorce Invitation.
I gotta go in there.
Wait, Divorce Invitation was Lainey Kazan and Paul Sorvino, and they both been on the show.
He's going in.
I worked with her.
Wait, Lainey Kazan, when we were in Florida, you know, she tripped over her pussy and she broke her hip and her leg.
Her pussy cat, meaning cat.
Oh,
cat.
okay.
What kind of dirty mind do they have, these filthy actors? But anyway, so now we're in Florida.
I was just more confused as how that could happen.
She tripped over her pussy. Well, she must have a big pussy. I don't know that you could trip over. Anyway, in Florida, I had to help her walk because she couldn't walk. So I'm holding under her arm, and I thought to myself, She's got a tit that's about 12 feet long. I've never felt a breast that starts under the arm and goes like 7 feet out. So I had to say something. I said,
and he doesn't feel a lot of breasts.
Wait, I said, Lainey, you've got the longest tits I've ever seen in my life.
You can't say that to somebody.
Listen,
That's not.
listen. Wait, oh, I know her. She said, wait, I said, you have the biggest and the longest tits in the world. She said, Ron, how the fuck do you think I fell over my cat?
Hold on. Let me finish real quick. So you've also had like guest appearances on some of the biggest shows: Boston Public, Third Watch, Law and Order, Arliss, One Tree Hill. I love that one. Strong Medicine, Hawaii Five-0, Divorce Invitation had Lainey Kazan and Paul Sorvino. Scandal.
Oh, Paul, we love Paul. You know what Paul said about Lainey when he dated her? He said the same thing. He said she had the best tits he ever felt in his life. Well, Lainey's very famous with those gigantic. I told this to Lainey on our show, and she said, "Oh, Paul didn't say that, really." I said, "Honey, he said that. Trust me, I don't lie."
So also, you did a movie, The Preacher's Daughter, with Lou Temple, who's been on the show like 5 times. We love Lou Temple.
Oh, really? I just bumped into him the other day in Burbank.
Yeah,
meanwhile, let me tell you about you. You photograph so gorgeous. I'm telling you right now, you're beautiful. I mean, you were beautiful pregnant, and I thought that was a little weird that you were so beautiful pregnant. I would have liked to have seen you look like shit because most pregnant women in their 9th months look like shit. But when they're beautiful like you, it's hard to make you look like shit.
I gotta love it. Okay. So then we're going to move to the fabulous, and now I'm so happy that you made it on Skype, Annie DeSalvo. She's wait, let me just go back real quick. So with Andrea, she's worked with tons of great people. We already mentioned a bunch of them, but you can also add like Lou Temple, Elliot Gould, Lainey Kazan, Terry Hatcher, Shailene Woodley. I love her. Molly Ringwald, I only bring her up because she's like my favorite, and like I want to get her on the show. Josie
Did I work
Bissett,
with Molly Ringwald?
She's in something.
You don't even know.
I don't know that I did.
Yes, you did an episode of A Sweet Life of an American Teenager.
Well, yes, so I did. Yeah. I had babies to be on that too. I was a mom on that. Yeah.
That's the first sign of being a star. When you forget who you've worked with. That's the first sign that you're happening, honey. You're happening.
What is just like the sign, like a failing memory? I don't know.
So then we're going to go to Annie DeSalvo, who's been on. She's had a guest appearance on every major television show ever that comes on. Some of the ones I wrote down: Judging Amy, Two Broke Girls, Sex and the City, See Dad Run, The Wishing Well, CSI Miami, Felicity, American Dreams. I don't know what Citizen Jane is. That must have been a movie.
It was a movie.
It was a movie. She's super fabulous. She's worked with great people, several that we know that have been on the show. Jordan Ladd, Jason London, Ernest Borgnine, Sally Kellerman, Charles Shaughnessy, Scott Baio, Kat Dennings, love her. Ted Levine, James Duvall's been on the show. Charles Shaughnessy's been on the show. Jason London's been on the show. Sarah Jessica Parker, all the Sex and the City people. Ali Sheedy, Meatloaf. So you all three have phenomenal careers, and we welcome you.
Stan, how could you afford all these people?
Well.
I mean, did you pay them
Unfortunately, the Actors Equity Showcase Code, I would love, they deserve so much money, and we would love to be under an equity code. We can pay them for rehearsal, and that's what we're aiming for, and that's why we did this little trial.
You've got A1 top actors here. You don't have shit here. You've got goodies. Now, my Annie. I got to get to my Annie. Okay. She could have played it hard. She could have played it mean. She could have played it selfish. She could have played it many ways.
She's the mother, first of all. You got to tell people what you're talking about.
The Jewish mother who was not the Jewish mother because you didn't even know she was Jewish. She was just a strong woman who had certain religious beliefs. She made Jimmy cry when she talked about the adoption.
You have to keep telling everybody that.
Well, I know because and she made
it was fabulous.
She made me almost faint when she spoke of the mathematics on the numbers on the arms of the people in the concentration camps. She could have played that really crappy. She could have overdone it. She did it with perfection. Her voice, I listened to everything. I've been in the business 57 years, so you can't fool me. Her voice was real. And I told her when I held her, and I said, Annie, you're an honest actor. You performed with honesty. There wasn't one bit of theater bullshit there. It was honest. Stan, if you don't bring this crew to New York, you're out of your fucking mind.
Help us. Help us.
Help us. We're going to help you. We're going to help.
I'm telling you, I gave you 2 names of I can't say who, but the one I contacted you with, she owns half of New Jersey. Her husband, JB, was my dearest friend, and he built the fire department. the town was named after them. They're billionaires, not millionaires. She financed Memphis. Give me a break. You know,
she should help us on Knife to the Heart.
It was my good friend Fran Bizarre. So, and Franny won't mind that I say she's a billionaire.
So let's ask. So Stan, did you know all these actors? Have you worked with them on other things, and did you know them before this play, or did you just get to know them as you guys were developing this play?
Josh had done a couple of readings. He was recommended to me by my friend Peter Golden, who's the head of casting at CBS, and Andrea, I think, through my friend Darren Stein, and we've been talking over the years about doing something, and this finally came together. Annie, I had seen in Gemini when I was a mere freshman in college at NYU, and that play deeply affected me as a young gay guy who was, I don't even think, out at that time. And so when I got to direct my first play, I picked Gemini. And so I'd always kind of worshipped her from afar, but to work together with the three of them on this has been pretty incredible.
We should also give just a nice shout out. Todd Sherry makes player number 4, and you guys know him from Parks and Recreation, Grace and Frankie, Life in Pieces, Parenthood, all kinds of stuff. He's worked with all kinds of great people. He's not here right now, but we want to just say that we thought he did a great job on Saturday night, and he's a great addition to the cast, and he plays the gay character, and we don't want to leave him out in case he listens to this. We want to make sure we know
we are leaving out all the time, and I feel dreadful about it. I don't know his name, otherwise I wouldn't leave him out. But the guy that did this with Stan,
he mentioned him. Okay, who's your other writer? Who is he?
He was so nice.
Christian McLaughlin, and he also, I think, wrote a season on Desperate Housewives. There's this weird Desperate Housewives running through our show.
Because Todd did an episode, right?
Todd was on it,
Yeah, Todd was on it. Josh was on it, and I guess Christian wrote on it?
Yeah, he did briefly.
How cool is that? I love it.
You see, I'm just a Stan fan. I can't help it.
You're a Zimmer fan. We're called Zimmer fans.
A Zimmer fan.
Oh my God,
that's really good.
Zimmer fan. I love that. Zimmer fan. Oh, by the way, Eileen Shapiro said, yes, she's definitely interviewing you again, and she's giving you a big blowout on Huffington Post and about 12 other publications. And when you're in New York, my very dear friend and Jimmy's old friend, Mike Todd, who owns Out Magazine.
Get Out Magazine.
Get Out Magazine wants to do a whole spread on Josh and Amy and
Andrea.
Andrea. No, my friend.
Or Amy.
No.
There's an old movie star. Her name was Andrea King. And she was my neighbor when I lived in Beverly Hills. And we became the best of friends. And if you called her Andrea, she'd smack you. It was Andrea.
So you called her Amy?
No, I called her, you old drunken fucking slut. And that she responded to a lot.
Which you guys also, we should say, first of all, Annie, are you on Twitter, Annie?
No, I'm not. I mean, I have an account, but I've never done anything with it.
Okay, so you guys can't follow Annie.
She's got to get with the program.
But you can follow. You can follow Andrea. Andrea's at Andy Bo, ANDIEBO. And I already said Josh is I'll be zucked. Okay, you can find Andy DeSalvo on Facebook, and Stan Zimmerman is Zimmerman Stan. You just reverse it.
Well, he does everything in reverse.
I would also like
He's
to
known
add
for backing up.
Hang on.
I would also like to add that I have a wonderful website, andesalvo.com. If people would like to, there's a lot of stuff on there.
Absolutely. We might as well make the round. So, Stan, do you have a website? I don't even know. I've never even looked to see if you have a website.
Yeah, it's also ZimmermanStan.com, and you'll find out a lot of fun little facts and links to different projects that I'm doing.
And you used to act, because I remember the first time we had.
I started acting. Yes, when I was 7 years old, I went to NYU, Circle in the Square, to study acting, and I was just terrible at auditions. I was so nervous, which is odd because now I teach audition workshop classes. But that's why I think I love being around actors and working with actors. I know how difficult it is, and I love the process. And a lot of writers are scared of actors and don't know.
So when I was about 21 or 22, I started a thing about following actors. I followed Joanne Woodward and Paul Newman, when they were living in a dump down in the village. They didn't have a pot to piss in, and they had just met on Long Hot Summer, and they were shacked up, and they didn't want anybody to know. And Marlon Brando was going out with Wally Cox. that's when I grew up, when Greenwich Village had the great stars. Joan Rivers, Barbara Streisand at the upstairs, downstairs, and at the other clubs I played in drag. We were all a crowd, and I followed their careers, and Jesus Christ, they all went someplace, and I stayed in nothing. You know, I mean, what happened? I never made it. Look where I am on this shitty show with Jimmy Star beating him up all the time. I mean, really, where the fuck did my career go?
Hold on. Here's what I want to do real quick, because I want to talk about some other stuff, but I want to finish with the play a little bit. So you guys listen. We have a play. It's called Knife to the Heart, written by Stan Zimmerman and
Christian McLaughlin.
I'm sorry, I can't remember his last name, so I keep saying that. And it's playing at the Dory Theater at the complex in LA. You got this weekend and one more weekend, right, to go?
Only 6 more shows.
So you can get the tickets where? And get the tickets at
brownpapertickets.com. But
just give us
$25 for a ticket, folks. That's like nothing.
And also, hold on, and it's very intimate. And so, give us a quick synopsis of like who everybody is, like who they play, and just a quick synopsis of what the play is about, so everybody can get it. Because we've been talking about circumcision and the Holocaust and all this stuff, but make an overall.
Yes, you want to give a plot. You can't
give
away the plot.
How did the actors talk about what they think it is?
Yes, let them.
Okay.
Josh first. Go.
Oh God. Yeah.
Who do you play?
I get that?
Hold my calls.
Who had the audacity to insult me by having their fucking phone on? I'm going to shove it up their ass, whoever it was.
A text from you. So you told me to keep it on.
Is that my Annie?
That's right. That was right.
Annie?
No, I told her to keep her phone on because I would text her.
Annie, I forgive you anything, honey. I forgive you anything. Go ahead, Josh.
All right, Josh, you're up.
Well, what am I answering? I play. So the story centers around this this young couple in Texas, and they are on the verge of creating a family. And Andrea plays my wife, Marshall's wife, Julianne, and Annie plays my mother. Yeah, I'm not very good at this. Stan, what else?
Okay, hold on.
It's amazing how you can do a script to perfection, but you fucking can't talk like a human.
I can't do a pitch. I didn't pitch.
You know who else?
I just say the words.
You know who else was this way? When I interviewed Cliff Robertson. Great Academy Award-winning actor, fabulous guy. Didn't say a fucking word on my show. You know what I said to him? I heard your wife was a bitch, and I got him to open his mouth. Then he said, "No, she acts that way. That's what she plays, a bitch."
No, we'll do it.
Wait. Then he started talking about how Joan Crawford tried to screw him when they were making Autumn Leaf. So I got some show out of him. But actors really suck at interviews.
No, they don't.
What do you think?
No, wait a second. I didn't know if that was actually sucky. I thought it was just a little.
Put it this way, semi-sucking.
No, hold on.
I think I got some information out. It's a lovely, a very
No,
touching.
who are you?
Wait,
Stop.
stop.
Shut up. Who are you? What are you doing? What's the problem in your life? What's causing this play to happen? What is the reason behind
No, wait. I don't want to do it that way. I have a different idea. So he gave us a beginning. Let's go to Andrea second. You continue the story, Andrea.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. She came on the stage gorgeous looking, knocked up.
No, she wasn't knocked up.
I wasn't knocked up. I'm not knocked up in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway. So what?
No, go ahead. Don't worry about him. He's not paying attention.
So it's about, this young married couple who are, moving forward into the next chapter of their lives and wanting to have a family, and the dynamics between, the Annie's character and her son, and Annie's character and, our relationship is interesting because I have a sort of an absent mother, and so she's sort of my primary mother figure, but she's also, lovably overbearing, then when we, have to start making the tough decisions that you have to make when you start a family, and we're trying to navigate that between the two of us, and then hilarity and emotional intensity ensues because of that.
And you're a chicksa.
As we say, as we say,
Sounds
then the
good.
shit hit the fan. When the shit hits the
Right.
fan, that's when the play really starts to rock and roll.
And
Because
then-
Annie, who is wonderful, and Josh, you really believe their mom and son. I mean, I was totally convinced that they were related. That's how brilliant their performances were.
Hold on. So, and she's a shiksa, which means she's like not Jewish.
She's non-Jewish. She's
Non-Jewish. Okay,
Yeah.
so Andrea's a shiksa,
And
and now we
Annie's-
go to Annie.
She's
Annie, so you're the
Annie's
mom. You get to
Annie's Jewish.
you bring it home, Annie.
So, Rhonda, my character, the mother, is overbearing and she's controlling, and we find out that there are reasons for that. And this whole bris thing means so much to her because it's tradition. And as it turns out, she reveals for the first time to her son and daughter-in-law that she had relatives in the Holocaust, and it greatly impacted her. And it made such it made the tradition of the Jewish, I'm not going to call it religion, but let's just say the Jewish tradition, so important to her because she had felt that her family had been annihilated in a lot of her family in the Holocaust. Anyway, so we see also that the reason why she obsesses so much is her life is unhappy. Her marriage is bad, and she never told her son that. And so what she does is she fills vicariously through her son all of her emptiness, all of her sadness. And she finally reveals it, and she realizes that keeping all these secrets does not serve her family and her journey with her son, and the hurt that she feels in being a Jewish woman whose background or tradition is not being respected. So she feels by her son and daughter-in-law.
It was fantastic.
She doesn't grandstand this speech with a big mouth and blowing it all over. It's said with a whisper, and she's looking down at the ground as she's saying it with almost humility, because she's talking about the embarrassment of what President Roosevelt who knew that they were killing Jews I'm going to cry, that they were killing Jews in the concentration camps, and he ignored it. So she did it moved me very badly. I mean, I didn't lose anybody in the war because they were Italian and they all may believe they were not Jewish. So, but the thing is, if they met you in the street, they made you pull your pants down to see if you were circumcised or not, and my family would have been killed because they were circumcised. So my father never had me circumcised because I'm a war baby. Second World War, and my father told my mother this way: if the Nazis ever won and came back, they wouldn't kill our son. And that was the way of getting out of being killed. Could you imagine this people that you are? I mean, the humility that the Jews have gone through is just tremendous humility. And Annie delivered it.
There you go.
I love you,
know,
Annie. I love your performance.
When I first read the play, the thing that stuck in my mind was, how am I going to deliver all this Holocaust information in a high pitch comedy? And, finding that balance was everything to keep with the tone of the show, but keep the truth and the honesty and heartfeltness of
It was fabulous.
and the character. And that was my challenge.
Brilliantly directed, magnificently executed, and I couldn't give you 10 stars. And I don't always say this about plays. Some plays are shit.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
tell
times he
people.
tells people it was okay.
I once told a writer, the next time you do a play, get somebody to write it.
So hold on. So now, Stan, you heard what everybody else said. You get to do the final, anything you think was left out or your critique. Tell it. You ended up.
That's not what we wrote at all, really. No.
What did he say?
He said that's not what we wrote at all. He was joking.
No,
Bullshit. Well, that's what we got. So
they
if you
said
can't,
they said it beautifully.
don't change a letter of this play, and you're going to have a smash hit. When you get to New York, and I know New York because I'm a theater person since, my mother was Jenny Gabriel, the silent movie actress, who was friends with Mae Murray.
They don't know. They're not old enough to know who any of those people are.
My father was a set designer. My sister married a producer. So I'm in the business since birth. I have been around theater all my life. I know shit from Shinola. I know something that's going to play and work, and this is going to play and work. When you bring it into New York, it's going to go from off to better to on. Trust me, I know it will.
I love it.
Thank you for your support.
That's very sweet.
It means a lot to us.
It means a lot. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. All right, everybody. So again, Knife to the Heart. Check it out. Follow at Zimmerman Stan, at I'll Be Zucked. I love that. I don't know. I mean, that's just like I should be able to remember that.
It's a play on spelling. I'll Be Zucked.
I know, of course it is. At Andy Bo, Andibo. All right, so
look at him with that sly fox little look. Look
I
at him.
know.
He's got that smirky little.
You kind of look like a really young Andy Garcia. I'm sure you get that all the time, right?
I've done that a lot. I don't know what that's about because I'm not.
He's got that sexy little sneaky look.
Hey,
look.
You want to Andy Garcia?
All the girls in the chat room are asking if you're single, so I wrote yes and not gay.
Right.
Oh no.
Just
Jesus,
want to
gay is a lot.
All right, so here's something I like to do. All of you guys have had the opportunity to work with like amazing.
Wait, I didn't say one thing about Josh. I want to say.
Okay.
I've seen so many people in theater cry. They should put their hands over their face and do boo hoo hoo. It stinks. This boy cried. I saw red. I was sitting in his face. I saw red eyes, almost snots coming out of his nose. Crying was so absolutely wonderful. And men don't cry well in theater or film. They have difficulty getting men to cry. He let it go. He didn't give a shit. He just cried, and I thought it was fabulous. So I wanted to applaud that, but then I look like an idiot.
Well, no, thank you. It was really the air conditioning blowing in my eyes that night.
Well, no, your eyes were red, my dear, and they were watery. And I was sitting right there, 10 feet from you. What, are you going to bullshit me?
No.
All right, so here's something I like to do. You're
right, you wouldn't. Your legs broken, you little fuck.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys are all very accomplished, and I like to do this with everybody who comes on. So it's like a two-part question for everybody to answer, and it can be however you want to answer it. But number one, you've all had the opportunities to work with like lots of great people. Who's on your bucket list? Who's a male and female on your bucket list?
Besides me.
If you could work with someone who you would like to work with. And the second part of it is if you could have, well, I guess in Stan's case written, and in you guys' case acted, if you could have been in any movie ever that's been in history, and you could have been the lead character or one of the lead people in it, what movie would you have liked to have been in? And we'll go to Stan first. Stan, you go first.
Of course, I'm going to say Meryl Streep. And I think I would like to...
Meryl Streep. She's not... Meryl Streep is not the best actress out there.
Well, they think so.
I think they're all crazy. I don't get it. I mean, I could think of 12 other
Okay, but this isn't your answer. This is his answer.
Remember that, okay?
Yeah, remember.
And I think I would like to play the Gene Kelly part in Singing in the Rain.
There you go.
Oh, that's
cool.
That's great. That's a great answer.
Wait, you need a male. Meryl Streep and who else?
The Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz.
And you have to pick a male and a female that you would have liked to work with. So you picked Meryl Streep as a male.
Oh God.
Had them already.
I mean, I wish I'd gotten to work with Jack Nicholson.
Okay, there you go.
Good choice. Jack is
That's
crazy.
good.
Fun. He's a fun guy.
All right, let's alternate boy girl. So let's go, Andrea. You go next.
Oh no. Oh gosh. I mean, I'm having that horrible thing where like your mind goes blank. You know, like I can't think of a single actor.
Okay, so wait, think about it for a second. We'll come back and we'll switch.
Great.
The Gosling guy. Would you like to work?
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling?
Whatever the fuck
I mean, sure, but like not really. I don't know. Like I mean, I should be so lucky, but like I don't. That's not my answer. Yeah, like I don't know.
He should be so lucky to work
Hold
with
on,
you.
let's go to Ann then.
But I'll
Annie,
date
okay.
him. Date him, yes.
What? Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
The male
All right,
actor would be
Andy.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good one. Daniel Day-Lewis. That's a good one. He wins an
Tough actor.
Academy Award nomination for everything he
Hard
does.
worker.
Hard
I
to
know.
work with because he's so outstanding. He's brilliant.
Okay, wait. Female. We need a female.
Female. I guess the person that comes up, is Meryl Streep. 'Cause I admire her so much. So. Or Anna Magnani.
Oh, yes.
Now he likes that answer.
Yes. Yes. Anna Magnani.
I did a one-person show in New York about her that I wrote, and
tough.
she's just extraordinary. Also, I like Helen Mirren a lot.
That's a good choice too.
Another
We like that
one of my people.
Okay, and what movie would you have liked to been in?
Oh, golly, what movie?
I'm so simple. Like my choices are so
I
simple.
mean, I have one Night of the Shooting Stars. You won't know that. What movie?
We don't have to know. We'll look it up. It's yours.
We have a lot of.
We'll
people.
look it up.
Right.
This is an education.
That's
Give
right.
us a show that everybody
I'm writing it
would
down.
know. We don't want to disappoint any of our watchers.
Something. Well, I don't know. I loved.
How about Born Yesterday? Could you pull that off?
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, yes.
Is that
I
not a
could pull-
place to work, Born Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, you know that is because she was so amazing.
Josh is looking it up. I don't know what it is either, Josh.
Born
I'm writing
Yesterday.
it down.
Oh, okay, he's writing down. All right, well, anyway, it's your turn, Josh.
Just for
Andrea,
later.
keep thinking because we're coming back to you. Josh's turn. All right, male and female.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I've had time to what? I would say, Stan and I talked about this a little bit, but Mark Rylance has come kind of full front in my life recently. I just feel like I've been watching so many interviews and talking about him a lot, and I had a chance to see him on stage a few months ago earlier in New York. But I just think that, I would love to work with Mark Rylance. I just think he has...
You know who I don't know who he is. Who is that?
He's so good. He's so talented.
British
Yeah.
actor.
He's a British actor. I mean, he was born in England and they went to America, so he's mostly a British actor. But he's it wasn't at the Old Vic. He was like the artistic director at the Old Globe, I guess. And is that right?
How do you spell his last name?
Rylance.
He had an award a couple years ago.
Yeah, for Bridge of Spies.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him in a whole bunch of things.
Let me see his face.
He was in Bridge of Spies
Okay.
with Tom
I know.
Hanks.
He's in Ready
Now,
Player
would-
One
Now,
right now.
would any of you
Hang on,
like...
wait, we're not done.
wait.
Oh, I didn't see Ready. He didn't finish yet. We're not done. Wait, hang on. Did you? I didn't see Ready Player One. Okay, that's a guy. Who's the girl?
How about Geraldine Page?
Oh,
That's a good one.
oh, now you're talking, baby.
I
Now
mean,
you're
I've only
talking.
seen her work in Trip to Bountiful, but I've read a whole bunch about her.
I got drunk with her in New
Really?
York. Oh,
Whoa.
You know.
She was at a party, and she and I and a few other, my wonderful friend who passed away, Pasquale, the choreographer. Anyway, I always say Pasquale, but that's
I don't
not his
know what it
name.
is.
It's like my daughter corrects. Loved him. His name. Anyway. The guy that did Liza Minnelli taught her every step that she couldn't do. Anyway. We were at his house, and we were late. We were loaded. I mean, I don't drink. We were loaded out of our minds, and she just went on into acting. She was portraying from the wonderful play that she did with Paul Newman about the old lady and the young hustler.
Yeah.
And she did like 7 minutes of it, and I'll never forget that.
Summer and Smoke.
No, the other one where she's an old actress, I think, and he's a young hustler, and
And it's like a hotel room.
Sweet Bird of You? Sweet Bird of
That's
You?
it. Sweet Bird of Youth, right? Yeah.
and she's doing this whole number.
Good job, Stan.
Drunk out of her mind. Oh my God, it was the best performance I ever saw. I told her, when we were sober, if we had that on film, we could use it for auditions. Like she said, I don't need audition film.
Okay, hold on. So, Josh, go back there then. What's the movie, Josh? What movie would you have liked to have been in?
I mean, I think Indiana Jones. I mean, I would love to be Indiana Jones. So
Well, that's
And
okay.
you'd be perfect for it because you got that sexy look about you with the beard. You need the hat and you need to swing from the ropes. You'd be good.
right.
All right.
I do that all the time. I have a whip. I've got a hat. Yeah, pretty much already cast myself.
Now, may I say,
Wait, we have to go back to Andrea. Andrea hasn't done hers yet, and then you
she's
can
still
do yours.
thinking.
Yeah, I know. I'm slacking. I'm sorry.
You gotta have. Okay, well, if you don't want to tell us what guy you'd like to work with, just tell us what Hollywood guy is super hot, and we'll just pick him.
No, I mean, let's give me more credit. Let's give me a little more credit. I think in terms of women, we're all gonna have I won't say Meryl Streep because you guys are gonna roll your eyes, so we'll just assume that that's a safe bet for everybody. But how about Kate Blanchett or Kate Winslet or
absolutely.
Marianne
Oh,
Cotillard?
yeah, good choice. Kate's wonderful.
They're
Yeah.
all your choices are fantastic. I love them all.
Now, let me tell you.
Wait.
Yeah.
The man. Let her do the man, and let her do the
We
movie.
didn't do that yet?
No, she's got to pick a movie.
I think I'm getting senile.
It's okay. No, it's all right. What's your other question? Let's move on.
I wanted to cast all of you. Annie, definitely, I would love to see in Orpheus Descending.
I've done it a Actors Studio.
You would be absolutely drop dead fabulous perfect. Josh, definitely in Troy. You know, Helena
Troy.
Troy playing the gorgeous gladiator guy. You know, what that stupid jerk played.
The
doesn't know how
Brad
to
Pitt
act.
role? Is
Angie's ex.
Yeah, the Brad Pitt role. He wants.
Is that
Brad-
Achilles?
Brad-
You want me to play Achilles?
Yeah.
Yes. Brad Pitt, who cannot act his ass for nothing. He's a terrible actor. Played it. And I'm happy. Look, Angie Boyd, I know. She grew up in my house. Angie's a dear friend of mine. He's a piece of shit, trust me. Anyway, would anybody like to work with Angelina Jolie? She's a
Where
fabulous
were you going to put Andrea and Stan?
Wait, Stan, we're going to put in The Ritz. You'll love that movie with my wonderful love. I love her so much.
Rita Moreno?
Rita Moreno, yes, who's wonderful. Stan could definitely play the Ritz and be hilarious, especially if he wrote some of the lines, because some of those lines stunk. But
Just Karen McNally.
and
Said.
Andrea, I definitely would love to see in Girl Interrupted.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
wow.
honey.
Deep.
Okay.
That's where you sharpen your teeth. I would love to see you play Winona Ryder or Angelina Jolie's part. That's some hell of a piece to play.
Let's adapt it for
Yeah, it is. Oh, it definitely is.
do it on
I mean,
stage.
could
Yeah,
you do
great.
it?
Actually, we actually had last week. We had Jillian Arminante on, who played the
my
lesbian
heart.
in Girl
My
Interrupted.
heart. She's coming
And,
to our house.
she was fabulous. Yeah, she was super great.
Stan, you had to hear her talk about gay people and the gay pain, and she's a lesbian, and I mean, oh God,
It was fabulous. She was fabulous.
I'm in love with her. She's coming to our house when she comes to
She
Palm
was
Springs.
fabulous.
I'm going to cook a lasagna for that.
I
bitch.
love it. So, okay, so what else do you want to ask them?
I just want to ask them, I just want to follow them. I want to say to them, please connect on my Facebook page whenever you are working anywhere. I will promote you to the end, and I will definitely make a conservative effort to get there. If I'm not in a wheelchair or on oxygen, you know, getting old. So if capable, I will, because I know so many celebrities. I'm not name dropping. It's my business that I love. Like Lainey Kazan is my angel face. I love her. How could you not? Does anybody know Angie personally? I'm not Angie. Angie.
She knows. She's been
Lainey.
in 3 movies with her.
Lainey.
A couple of times. She played my mother in the play with Joe Bologna, wrote with Renee Taylor.
Don't even talk about
yeah.
Joe.
Bermuda
My
Triangle?
Joe Bologna. Oh,
They were on our show, Laney and Joe. I mean,
Renee
Renee and Joe came on our show.
Renee and Joe Bologna, God bless him, may he be heavenly, was the dearest, sweetest, kindest, most beautiful man I have ever met in my life. He embraced gay people. He was a true heterosexual. He was not gay weird or anything. You know, he was a wonderful.
Lainey, Joe, and I all did My Favorite Year together.
Oh, very good.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's
What-
right.
The movie or the play?
The play.
The movie.
Hey,
Yeah, who were you in the movie? I know that movie backwards.
I was there were 5 writers. I was the one woman. I was based on I forget her
Selma
name.
Diamond? Selma?
Not Selma Diamond.
Selma
there were
Diamond,
5
I loved her.
There were 5 writers, and I was the woman. He kept whispering in my ear. He didn't want to talk. The other writer didn't want to.
Now we have to see it.
Now,
I have to watch
when
it.
it's on, I'll watch it. I didn't see you. You know, you didn't have a major part. You weren't one of the 6.
He didn't have
So
a
it's
major
okay.
part.
Were you a 6th character up to the 6th? Anybody after the 6th wasn't major to me. Yeah, so if you're like you're 4 characters, you're fabulous. If you were 7 characters, the 7th I would have thrown out and only talked about.
That's just him. Nobody else does that. He's
No,
just
that's
crazy.
old. That's old Hollywood. You know, years ago, if your name went above the title of the film, you were a sensational star. If your name went after the title, you were okay. But if a nobody was before you, your business was over. It was time to open up an acting school.
Actually, he's kind of rubbed off on me because that's why when I mentioned you, Andrea, and because I always look on IMDb how far down you are on the credits, and you're at the top of every one.
Yeah, that's.
I think it's
my fault.
alphabetical.
No,
I think it's just
not.
yeah.
No.
But you're so sweet.
And I want to finalize this by saying I don't do this with everyone, and I want you to know that. I have guests. I have been interviewing on the Jimmy show now 5 years. I've been 6 years, over maybe 500 or 600 different people, and I have never really been as excited about anything like I am about this and a few other things that we've had on our show. So Adam,
Not things, people.
well, things. Some of them were things.
Not the ones you were excited about.
No. I don't like. I tell them this is a conversation show. It's not an interview show. Make believe you're in my kitchen in Brooklyn eating Entenmann's crumb cake and coffee.
Do you guys know what Entenmann's crumb cake is? Because we had people
No,
on
you have to
that
be
don't know.
Jewish
Yeah.
to know. You have to be Jewish to know. What
No, because
Entenmann's is.
Andrea knows.
Well, maybe.
I do, and I'm a shiksa.
Thank
Well,
you.
maybe
She's a
you had-
shiksa. I
maybe-
love that word shiksa. I
maybe-
think that's the coolest
Maybe
word.
you had a Jewish boyfriend who brought you Entenmann's.
Yeah, I have, but no, never brought me Entenmann's. But I grew up in New York. I grew up eating Entenmann's all
that's
the time.
why.
Because
That's why.
I never knew a guy that bought Entenmann's.
Because we go to the grocery store here all the time looking for Entenmann's, and like here the Entenmann's they have like 4 things, but on the East Coast they have like tables of Entenmann's. There's like 50 different
Oh
things.
yeah.
But here they don't. The
And
selection
if-
is terrible.
And if you're Jewish, do not move to Palm Springs. Just don't.
What?
Why? There's no Entenmann's.
Where did that come from?
The bagels taste like camel shit, and they look like camel shit.
And they cost like 5 times more than they would anywhere
and there's
else.
nothing you could find here that you could cook with if you're cooking a good Jewish meal. It's disgusting. It's so guy. Vomit.
That's so
Where's
good.
the good?
Even the chicken is guyish.
Where's the good bagel in L.A.?
Where's
Huh?
a good bagel in L.A.?
I lived in L.A. for years, and the bagels weren't so hot. It's the water. They used to bring in New York Bagel used to bring in big things of water to make the bagels, and they were still stinky. You can't get a bagel unless you go to Brooklyn. You go to Brooklyn to the Jewish neighborhoods, you get a bagel. I mean, a real bagel.
Do you guys even eat bagels?
a bagel
No,
the size
no.
of a hub?
I love bagels.
It's so funny because all 3 of you guys are trim and svelte and don't have like an ounce of fat on you, and so like I don't really see you eating like desserts and bagels.
Well, Stan is not Jewish.
Entenmann's a
What does he
bagel.
know from a bagel? Stan's name is really not Jewish. It's really not Zimmerman. He changed it. He wanted to be in the business because everybody in the business is Jewish.
And look where he ended up. Yeah.
His name was Stanley O'Sullivan. He's an Irishman.
Yeah,
He's not-
yeah, he looks really.
tell.
not
you look
Jewish.
really Irish. Stan.
Not Jewish at all.
You
Not
gotta
Jewish.
love it. I think it's fantastic. All right, everybody. So let's give everybody your stuff one more time. All right. So first of all, you can see all of these incredible actors along with Todd Sherry in Stan Zimmerman's play Knife to the Heart, playing at Dory Theater
at the complex.
Complex. You can go to Brown Bag something.
Brownpapertickets.com.
Brownpapertickets.com to get tickets.
Or
And you
go to knifetotheheart.com and follow our journey with this wonderful play.
even better. KnifeToTheHeart.com, everybody. You want to follow Stan on Twitter? He's at Zimmerman Stan. Josh Zuckerman is at I'll Be Zucked. And you can go on IMDb and go watch all the cool things he's been in, because he's got quite a resume. Same thing with Andrea Bowen. You can follow her at Andy Bo. You need to tweet more often because you have like a lot of fans, and they're like,
Yeah, you
and
know
you're
what
not
we're gonna
tweeting
do?
enough.
I'm bad at it, I know. I'm
No,
not so good at
we're
it.
going to bring you all back one at a time. This way you have the whole session. When you guys got something going, like after you finish the run in New York 10 years from now, you can I'll still be here, maybe embalmed, but I'll still be here. No.
Don't
Well, we don't know. I might,
amazing. Both of you look amazing.
I may be dead and Jimmy has his arm up my ass moving my mouth, you know.
You never know. But if you guys want to see, both of, you can see the Josh and Andrea together. Watch Desperate Housewives because
You
they're
know
both
what?
like on
You
it.
know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm coming back to see this play again.
Come closing night.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got 2 seats for free?
I'll listen to you.
I never pay. This,
You
hey,
certainly don't ask them that when there's 4 million people listening.
I don't really give a shit. Everybody, I have never paid for a ticket in my. Mr. Blackwell, the guy who criticized 10 worst dress list, taught me, my dear friend for years, Ron, never go anywhere and pay because then you're not important. Learn that. He said, if
So
you
they
go,
don't pay.
if,
Look at
if
them.
they invite you for free, they need you, you're somebody, go.
Anyway, we'll
So
go
there-
back to that. So
there
hold
you
on.
go.
We have to go back, you guys.
Wait, shut up. When are you closing?
The 20th of May at Sunday at 3 p.m.
Sunday afternoon.
So it's a matinee.
Yes, fabulous.
Sunday matinee. We can do that.
Hold on,
Our
everybody.
calendar
So then we
time.
got Ann DeSalvo, you guys. She's on Facebook because she's not on Twitter, so you can find her on Twitter. It's ANNE DeSalvo, DESALVO. We want to, number one, thank you guys for coming on the show. Number two, congratulations, Stan. You got a great cast. The play is fantastic. And we also want to congratulate all you guys for such stellar careers. You're all like young and gorgeous, and I know great things are coming for you, and you've already done such great things. So we're happy to be a part of it all. And we want to thank
enough Vaseline.
And we want to thank all of you guys. Yeah, but it's actually true. We want to thank all you guys for coming on.
I have to say something. Please support this play. It's great. Please support Silver Fox. It's going to be sensational. And by all means, go see 50-ish. It's sensational. And my friend Lindsay...
That has nothing to do with you guys.
No, nothing to do with them. It's a musical. It's going on the road. My friend...
It's happy 50-ish.
Happy 50th. It was a hit in New York off Broadway. I mean, it ran forever. And now he's got it going in Long Beach. I'm bringing it into Palm Springs. I'm going to bring your play into Palm Springs. What else is he doing? Anyway, he's another genius. My Lynn Shaw. I love and adore him. So
Can we get free tickets?
Yes, we'll get you tickets.
Yes, I will. Yes,
yeah, we
definitely.
can get you free tickets.
Okay, all right, then we'll be
he's
there.
going to be in he's going.
They gotta go. They gotta go.
He's going
This is supposed to be a half
LA.
an hour interview. They're on an hour and over an hour, way over an hour. So we gotta go. All right, everybody.
Well,
thank you. Thanks, you guys. Thank you
Thanks
so much.
for having us.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Bye
Love you
bye.
guys.
See you next time.
Bye bye.
Yes. Yes.
Bye, sweetheart. Bye bye.
Love them. You guys, they're fabulous. You gotta love
What
it.
a nice
Literally, they're supposed
show.
to be on a half an hour, and they've been on Stan's been on an hour and 20 minutes or something. So
when it's good, it's good. You don't cut bad out.
I know, but that's why they gotta go. They had to go. But everybody, listen. We're not blowing smoke up your ass. If you're in LA, this
Don't
really
use
is a
my
good play.
expressions. Now you're becoming me.
It doesn't matter. What are you gonna do?
What, you're going to use it? That's
You can
my
really. It's a
expression.
really, really, really good play, you guys, and you guys should all check it out. I think you'll like it a lot. So Chad,
Hi, Captain.
that was pretty cool, right? Like we saw everybody really well.
That was a
We
party.
didn't have any problems.
That was a party, and sorry to the people who were streaming the video line too. It keeps dropping out here and there. I think it was like 3 times, but we got all the recording. It was a good party, good time.
What does that mean?
People
are
out
watching
there
it, sometimes
watching.
the video is going out, but we'll have a copy of it for you
So
too.
what does it mean, streaming?
That's how people watch it. They stream it.
Streaming the line, but the recording's good. We got it all. So
Good.
Gotta like
So who do
love
we
it.
have now?
Nobody. We don't have anybody.
we have Ron Russell.
We could have kept. Oh, they had to go.
They had to go, honey.
Yeah.
It's almost 4:30. We've already gone through 2 guests. We gave them the time of 2 guests.
Oh, that's good.
So you have a few minutes. We have 20 minutes left. First of all, we got to play some music for everybody to take a little bit of break. Chad, how about let's do Narrow Plains. I Should Have Known.
I can do that.
All right, everybody. So check it out. This is Narrow Plains. They were one of the nominees for Best Song of the Year on the Nashville Universe Music Awards. And I don't think they won. I don't know who won everything, so I'm not sure if they won or not. But the song is fantastic, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So check it out. Narrow Plains, I Should Have Known.
All my thoughts are leading somewhere no one knows. In my head's beating. All these doubts they show, and if you tell me all you think I should be, yeah, I already know. Oh no, no. All my friends are leaving the only place they know. Someone they believed in told them all to go. And if you tell me where you think I should be, yeah, I already know. So tell me, I should know. I should know. The lights were on, but clearly no one's home. I should know. Oh, no, no. Just tell me, baby, how I could have known. All my time you wasted, all it does is show that they just want So tell me, I should know, I should know. The lights were on, but clearly no one's home. I should know. Oh, no, no. Just tell me, baby, how I could have known. Head down if you feel fine. If there's fortune that leads your mind. Well, I heard it was your time, but I heard it wasn't mine. Now tell me, I should know. Oh, no, no. They load the dice before you even throw. I should know. Oh, no, no. Tell me, baby, how I could have known.
I should have known.
Hey everybody, that's Narrow Plains. The name of the song is "I Should Have Known," and
I should have known.
and I want to do a little quick.
No, let me introduce it because
Okay.
otherwise it's very, very snobby.
Oh.
My Jimmy Star, out of hundreds and hundreds and thousands and millions and zillions of people, has won the best publicist in the universe.
Not really. All right, everybody. So
universe.
I just want to thank everybody. Last night was the Nashville Universe Music Awards. They gave out about 20-something awards, and I don't know who won all the different awards because we weren't there and they taped it for a television show, but I do know that I won Publicist of the Year, and I want to thank everybody. First, I want to thank my running mate who ran for Promoter of the Year, Lady Lake, Cindy Lady Lake from Lady Lake Music. She didn't win, but I know she was a big part in helping me win, so I want to thank her and thank my partner at World Star PR, Eileen Shapiro, because really it was a win for both of us since we're a team and we work together. But I want to thank everybody who voted for me. I know there's tons of them. Everybody in the chat room. B. Claudia is in there, and who else is in there that I know? Patricia Grant, Cody Fans UK. Everybody who's in the chat room, they all voted, and I want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's the Jimmy Star crew on Twitter, Ron Iverson, and all the different people that are involved with that. But I had to get a lot of votes to win, so I want to thank everybody. It's a really cool thing. I'm excited, and I appreciate everybody's support.
Here's
Notice how the husband got neglected. It's the case always.
There's
Well,
always
I
next
vote-
year.
didn't vote for you.
I had to vote. I voted for you.
Yeah, but you know,
For me.
you know how many people I got to vote for you?
I know, and I want to.
I gave them all $10.
The biggest one of all is I want to thank my incredible husband, Ron Russell,
Yes.
for all his support in my
Yes.
campaign running for Publicist of the Year. And we want to say hi to a bunch of people came in during the last interview. Patrick Talbot, whose ghostly beard came in, and Goddess came in earlier. I didn't say anything because we
Goddess,
were interviewing
my
people.
darling, my sweet. Goddess, did you put on Facebook something stupid, or was it somebody else about not being loved or some crap? Was that you, Goddess? I don't remember now. It really upset me. I thought, how stupid is this? Everybody loves you, Goddess. What's going on with the boyfriend? I heard you're getting married. Is that true?
Yeah, he is. She is getting married.
Well, when you're having the wedding, we can cover it. We can do a big deal about
I
it.
forgot, but I'm pretty sure she is getting married.
Let us know the date, darling.
Because she said last week in the chat room, she said something about doing something kind of like Chad did. So,
But we will Skype it. We will Skype your wedding. How wonderful is that? That everybody could
Love
watch
is in
you.
the air.
yes, Love is in the Air. He's singing Love is in the
Yeah,
Air.
we could watch you commit suicide when
What?
you get married.
That's not nice.
Also, you guys, another couple things. We would love it if everybody would follow the new fan site for the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, done by Pat. She's so fabulous, and she's in the chat room now. It's at Jimmy_Ron_fan. She's running the site. She pulls up all kinds of great stuff on us. We really appreciate it. Pat, love you. Thank you so much for all
Thank
you're doing.
you, Patty Poops.
And it's super cool. And we want to make sure everybody knows you can hear us every Wednesday from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific Time or 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on our home station, W4CY Radio, with the fabulously talented Chad Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Love that. You can hear us on Hamilton Radio in New Jersey, Monster FM Radio in New York, K4HD Radio in L.A., Jackalope Radio in St. Louis, Caliber Radio in South Carolina, or Society's Basement Radio. We're also on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, Audio Boom, and Apple TV, Spreaker, and Podbean. And on television, you can see us on Vimeo, YouTube, and Roku.
And you need a haircut.
I do need a haircut.
You look like shit. Your hair is all over. Why don't you get a haircut?
Because you're supposed to cut it.
Oh. I used to cut hair, by the way, folks. I was a hairdresser, a very good one, too, when I was a young gun.
Don't you think people know that or no?
No,
I don't know
we always have new people coming in.
That's true.
That's why we repeat. I'm not repeating myself because I'm senile. I'm repeating myself because we have new folk that don't know a bloody thing about us. So we have to keep telling the stories over and over again. So if you're tired of hearing about them, tough luck. Too bad. What can I tell you? Get over it.
Yeah, get over it.
But I worked in Sutton Place, New York City, Manhattan, which is a very chic, darling area.
We had a great weekend, you guys. Not only did we go to the play, we went to Big Boy, which Ron didn't really like, but we went to Bob's Big Boy. You see it in all the different movies with a very good friend, Thomas Churchill. He's a movie director, and he's been on the show. And Ron didn't like Big Boy, but we had a good time talking there. And you guys have seen it. It was in like Heat and all the different movies. You know, it's been there for a zillion years. So we had a really good time with that. The reason why I knew it was there, my very, very dear friend who has passed away, Beryl Davis, the singer, she sang with Frank Sinatra for years on the Hit Parade, used to live right down the block from Big Boy, and that statue was my landmark to make a left. Now Jimmy drags me in there. Horrible. I mean, really, the place takes me. The food. I loved it.
I ordered pancakes to be on the safe side. You know what they were like? Mattresses. I thought there were 3 mattresses.
That's funny.
You put the fork in it, and the fork bounced out. Almost hit me in the face.
I had a bacon cheeseburger and a chocolate malted and French fries. It was good. And a salad. I don't know why I had a salad. I mean, like, seems kind of like defeats the purpose. And then we went to Stan's play, and when we were at Stan's play, like I said, we met all the actors and the understudy actors who all also have incredible resumes in the movie and television world. And then we sat kind of next to Joan Van Ark. You guys remember her from Knots Landing, so we talked to her, and there's a good chance we're going to have her coming on the show soon.
She said to me, I would like to do your show. I said, I called her Joanne. I said, Joanne, anytime.
Even though that's not her name.
Well, she didn't like that. She kind of made a face. But, I don't remember the name. Joanne, it's all the same thing.
You guys remember her, Knots Landing, Young and the Restless. I used to love... Chad, did you ever watch Knots Landing? Probably not, because you don't watch TV.
No. Knots Landing, no. Maybe a little Dallas. That's about it.
Yeah, Dallas.
I only watched Dynasty because of Joan Collins. I loved when she was...
Was Dynasty after Dallas or before? I can't remember.
Dynasty.
Chad, you have to start throwing up a picture of what you look like once in a while, because everybody in the chat room wants to know what you look like.
Just got freaking married.
Chad's
Scroll down.
Good looking.
Okay, I will discuss Chad. Very butch, very built, beautiful little nose, handsome jaw face, good looking,
very burly,
sexy, burly, and hot.
Big arms, big chest.
And he's married, girls, so give it up.
That's okay. They can still see him.
Chad is a good-looking man.
Thank you.
So, Chad, how's married life? Are you enjoying it?
I don't know. It's any different. It's just, what do you call it? Lawful.
Yeah, you can't get out if you want to get out.
Usually after you get married, the poussée stops.
No.
Yeah, that's what they say. That for some reason
didn't stop with us.
Oh, it didn't.
Which one has the pussy?
Oh, I thought it did.
He does.
He does. I don't have a pussy. Jimmy has it.
Now everybody in the chat room is going to go crazy.
Oh, no. Sorry about that.
Jimmy's the one that wants to wear pink ballerina slippers.
I have a thing for ballet toe shoes. I think they're so cool. I would love to have a pair.
It's a big queen.
When I was little, my sister got one. Right? Okay, so I probably told this story before, but there's new people in the chat room. When I was little, I came down at Christmas time, and there was a truck and this doll was 2 feet tall, and it had a pink crown, and you pushed the top of it, and it started doing pirouettes. It was all in pink with pink pink toe shoes. And when I ran down at Christmas time and I picked it up, I thought it was for me, but it wasn't. I was so disappointed that the truck was for me.
Now at Christmas,
and my sister took ballet lessons, and I used to always love to like play with her toe shoes.
Now, when I was a little boy at Christmas, I got trucks, I got a garage, I got a cowboy outfit with guns, I got a Flash Gordon. I loved it. It was a big set of about 30, 40 pieces where they were all like an outer space vehicle, which I loved. And I never did ballet slippers. So now you tell me who the pussy is.
Yeah, right.
Give me a break. I married a big bottom bitch.
They're saying there's nothing wrong with pink, so there.
No, not if you're a girl, but when you're a man
No,
and
you wear pink.
I have pink.
I tried to find pink Crocs yesterday at Marshall's because they had like a size that wouldn't fit me. It was too small.
Because they were women's.
No, they weren't. They were men's, but they were a men's 9. They didn't have a men's 10 or 11.
They were women's.
They were not. Crocs are unisex. They come in men's and women's sizes.
But it was in the women's department.
No, it wasn't.
When you tried on those high heels, they didn't.
I didn't
fit
try
either.
on high. I don't ever try on high heels. He tries on the high heels everywhere. We even started talking to some lady yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, they would look good on you," and he's like, "I wouldn't wear these ugly things."
No, that's not what she said. I was very upset about that. I didn't think she was nice at all. I have no idea who this woman was. I never knew her or met her. I was looking at a pair of high heels for my daughter Deirdre to give her for her birthday that passed. I wanted to give her a couple of gifts more. And they were Ralph Lauren. This is Marshalls were in. And the price was like $7 for a pair of Ralph Lauren beige satin high heels. I thought, wow, what a good deal. And then this woman walked by and she said, honey, they're not going to fit you. And I didn't know. I thought that was very, very not nice. And I turned around and I said, shocking, but I was thinking of getting them for my daughter, you little bitch. But
and then
anyway,
you said, I would never be caught dead in this shoe. It's not sexy enough for me. Then he said it wasn't sexy enough for me. I wouldn't wear it, so that's how it went. What happened? You can talk.
My plug.
Okay. Okay, so you can't hear, but you can still talk.
So I said to her, I would never wear these ugly shoes.
And the chat room, they're saying they remember that ballerina doll. I'm going to look for it on eBay.
Probably is $5 million.
That's okay.
Anyway, we're going to go for a swim when we conclude the show. Well, Jimmy has to download. I'm going to meet friends at the pool and go for a swim and relax.
And we've got a weekend coming up, you guys. Next week we've got a really good show. I forgot who's coming on, but I know you're going to like them. And it should be a lot of fun. And we got a fun weekend going up. It's going to be hot here. It's probably going to be hot for you too, Chad. But a lot of people I see on Twitter and stuff are saying it's still cold. And it's in a lot of places. And I think Pat's in Canada. I think it's cold in Canada.
It's always cold in Canada. We may go to Santa Barbara on Saturday, which is north of here, 3-hour ride up. I have some people up there I may see. I want to go see Tab Hunter and his ranch all the way up at the top of the mountain.
You have to call him.
Well, I don't have his number. How could I call him? I can't find my book.
Since we moved.
My address book with all my people in it. I can't find the
Anyway,
book.
we got 1 minute. So, all right, everybody. So listen up. We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Chad, we want to thank you because you're a freaking rock star. I want to thank Ron for being fabulous. And we want to thank our guest, Andrea Bowen, Annie DeSalvo, Josh Zuckerman, and the incredibly talented Stan Zimmerman.
Yay!
We had a really good time, you guys. Check out, hopefully we're going to get Silver Foxes going soon. Check out all the great shows all these people have been in. Chat room, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We had a great time, so enjoy. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see all of you guys next week. Bye.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars. He'll dress you right. You'll feel like a star. We'll hook you up. Now you look sexy. Your game is tight. Gonna get laid tonight. You need Jimmy Star. Jimmy Star. You need Jimmy Star. Jimmy Star.
One day I was walking down the street. My mate come up to me and said, "Hey mate, wanna go to a party?"